Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to be here.
You know, I love you both.
I know, we love you.
It's such a fun, like, coming together. When you guys called me and said you wanted to do this, I was just like, how special is it that we first met now 7 years ago? And then because of you, I got to meet this amazing man. And I feel like we've kicked off a bromance. And
that makes me happy.
Yeah. And because of you, I just feel like we've been spending so much time together. And so I'm so grateful to you both for trusting me and over the years, and the fact that you've been on, and now we get both of you. It's like,
thank you.
It's so special.
Here, it's a very safe, cozy place.
Benny and Selena.
Hi.
Welcome back to On Purpose for the first time together.
Yes.
I am so grateful to you both. It's been a joy getting to know you both over the last few years. And I am so happy for you both.
Thank you.
Like, this is just so beautiful and special. And because of you, Selena, I got to know Benny so much more. And Benny and I have been hanging out. We've been meditating. We've been
I love that.
Eating. We've been
That makes me really happy.
But it's thanks to you. It's thanks to you for bringing us together. And I was just saying, as a man, it's so hard to make male friendships as you get older.
Mm-hmm. Is that so?
Yeah, I think
it's just like when you're an adult, it's like, I have my people. And that's like, what? I have to let a new person in? Like, you barely have time for your people that you have. So you're like, wait, in order to get a new person, I have to like move another person down the list to slot a new person in.
Whoa.
Because there's not, you start to get to an age. It's like, Larry David always says this. He says, I have friends that I'm not even friends with. I've just been friends with them for so long. I can't let them go because they're already built in. It's like a therapist. They already know everything. You can't teach a new person.
That's hilarious.
Selena disagrees.
It's not necessarily that I disagree. I guess I just always thought that guys have this immediate, like, what's up? And then they're just like in a flow. So I don't know. I found that interesting.
Yeah, I feel like you get guarded as you get older a little bit. Sometimes I wish I weren't as wise because I'm not wise at all, but I'm saying, like, it's like when you listen to something, like for me, for music, I listened to things when I was like 18 and I was like, oh my God, I didn't know any of the rules. I wasn't thinking of anything. It all comes so easily because you're not confined to like this box that you've put yourself in over the years. And then by the end, you're like, oh, I'm 36, almost 37. I'm like, oh, I can't do that. And it's like, there is some sort of freedom to being really young too.
There definitely is. There definitely is. But I was saying that watching both your love story, and I know you were saying, Selena, 2 seconds ago, you're like, this is such a safe and cozy space to come to. I'm hoping that today we get to know your love story on a deeper level. And we get to access really what's in your hearts and minds, because I think there's so many interviews and so many things that kind of will touch on the surface level of stuff, but I hope we can go deeper. So what I want to start with is I want to actually rewind. And I want to rewind to a place where we don't retell the story, but we get to relive your story with you. Right. And I think there's a difference, because when we tell a story, it's like, this is what happened. But when we relive it, it's almost like going back to who we were when that happened. So I want to go back to the first time you ever met. And I want to hear about it.
Well, the funny thing is it was so long ago that we don't remember.
we know that her mother put us in a meeting together when, how old were you?
16.
So she was 16.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that long ago.
And well, I'm like 4 or 5 years older than you. So I was probably 20, 21. And her mom was trying to get her into music. And her mom is amazing the way she goes from room to room, gets
We've had
things
her on the show. Yeah, she's a powerhouse.
Gets things to happen, and somehow she got us a meeting together, and we don't remember that time. And after we had done songs together, there was one time where it was probably 2016 or 17 or something. I remember when you were in a studio, like Interscope Studios, and I remember she doesn't remember it, but I remember I came in and I had this talk with you, and I remember being like, whoa, wow, like Selena's really like a complex person, like in a good way. And I was like, wow, she's so deep. And we had this conversation where I was just really left by being like, oh, she's deep. And then we went and thought nothing more of it. And then when we did our song together, I remember leaving, not feeling romantic at all. I just remember leaving, and I was talking, because when you're a pop star like she is, and you're a huge entity, and you've done so many things in your life, before, like, people set up all these walls before, so it's like you get like before I came in, they were like, well, you know, this thing's like this and this is like this, and like she might not want to do that, and like stuff, and they speak for people so much. And then I remember me and the director were so nervous, and then the first second you like disarmed everybody. And I remember walking back, and Jake was like, he's like, the guy who directing with me, he's like, this is gonna be so easy. What they made it seem like this was gonna be this crazy thing. And the warmth I felt from her in that moment, I remember leaving being like, wow, Selena's such a cool girl.
And Selena, you don't remember this at all?
No, she remembers this.
I remember the video part, but it was interesting because, yes, I don't have a very good memory, but I just remember the video shoot. I didn't see anything romantic nor really felt that, but I had a really good time. And that was probably the first time after years of doing music together and not together. That was the first time I really got to hang out with him. Yeah. And it was fun. I had a good time. And that was that. And then how it kind of continued was I was always cautious because I always wanted to make sure that I did protect myself. So to be honest, I didn't talk to him very often.
I thought she hated it.
Really?
I knew that was coming.
I really did. I thought she didn't. Like, I would see her and I would be like, does she not like me? Like, and we weren't thinking about anything. I was like, wow, she really like didn't talk to me a lot. And I was like, I thought I was being nice. And like, my friends would be like, no. And then like, there was another time I remember, and my friends were like, oh yeah, she was kind of weird. And I was
I'm so sorry.
And there was like a few times, and I didn't know. And I was just like, you know, I was like, that's okay.
I thought I was being like polite by not.
She didn't really engage.
Basically, I was working on some music, and we went through some of the demos that we had, and Single Soon came up, which is ironic because it was actually nowhere near where I was in my personal life. But Benny happened to do the song.
No, I didn't even do the song. It was like one of my guys who did
and
the
you
song.
came to fix it.
Yeah, and I like came to help out because I was like, oh, I want their song to, I was like, I don't like the way this, let me just at least help them. I was like, well, I'm not sure if it'll be okay because I don't know if Selena likes me or something. And then John Janik, the president of Interscope, he was like, well, why don't you just go into the session? She usually doesn't have people in, but just go in and like, if there is something that you feel is weird, like try to just smooth it over and talk to her and get in. And I said, okay, I'm going to go smooth it over. So I went in. It was so funny. Right before I came, her engineer told me like later that she was like, oh, Benny's coming. And she was like,
and here's our reasoning. I'm going to defend myself.
Yeah,
I get very nervous around the producers watching me sing.
Of course.
It's just a very intimate thing for me. I feel like I need to sound a certain way or do whatever to make them happy. And when I get to record with just me and my engineer and maybe someone I trust, I get more out of the experience. So I just was thinking, okay, well, maybe he'll stay for 10 minutes and we'll just talk for a second. And 10 minutes turned into like 30. Then he went to the other room and I finished recording and he stayed there. And then, yeah, this is too long.
So from my perspective, here's what happened. I get in there.
I'm like,
I gotta smooth this.
I love this back and forth.
Yeah. I was like, I don't have this with anyone. Like, I was like, I want us to be chill. And obviously 99% of it was in my head. And I come in, we just start talking about life, and her A&R is there. One of my friends is there. And we're talking about life, and we start talking about dating. And I was like, yeah, I went out on this date, blah, blah, blah. And then I was talking to her and I said, oh my God, I have so many good single guy friends. I was like, we have dinners at the house all the time. You should come over sometime. And I wasn't even thinking about anything. And we're like talking about like our ideal date and like this and that. And I wanted to make sure she did the line right. So I was like, oh, I'll stay there to like make sure it's good after. And then, so I did, we left. And then
you text me.
I didn't have her cell phone number because she changed her number a bunch. So like, I like asked someone, I said, hey, give me your cell phone number. I want to say like, thing. And I wrote, I was like, oh my God, you were, and during that, when I was with her, I was like, oh my God. I was like, not only, she's like really cool. I was like, I want her to be like in our friend group. And I couldn't even be thinking, I was like, I want her to be in our friend group and I want to make sure this thing's smoothed out. So the song goes well and everything. So I said, let me just text her, thank you or whatever. And I was like, you were so sweet or something like that. And then she writes back, I guess we were texting throughout the day. And she told me, she looked back at our message. She said, somehow you started sending like selfies where you looked really bad on purpose, like the worst ones in your phone.
You started to do this.
Yes. Which, by the way, no girl should really, or anyone in their right mind to someone they would have a crush on do that. But we were talking about ugly photos, like, because I always say I take the worst photos sometimes. And he's like, oh, you said something. And I sent him the worst pictures of me, like in bed sick. And then, me at weird photo shoots. And now looking back on it, I'm just thinking these are so weird.
Wait,
I don't know why I
me
sent
in that
it.
moment yet or not yet?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay. So
that's what I was trying to figure out.
I had no idea. So I had no idea. And somehow we decide.
So wait, why did you do that if you liked Benny? Why were you sending?
Well, because I didn't know that it was going to be like, maybe I thought it was just going to be flirting and not really anything else.
Got it.
But I really started to just, I don't know, fall for him.
So I didn't know any of this.
No.
And then we decide, I forget how it happens, but we're like, yeah, let's hang out. And I was like, oh, my friend's having a birthday party tomorrow. I was like, you just come along. And I was like, just thinking friend stuff. And then, so she comes to mine and I guess she thought the party was going to be at my house, but I was like, oh, in my head, I was like, oh, she'll just come over and we can just like grab a drink first and then go there. Like, not thinking anything of it. I was like, we'll just like grab a drink at my friend's wine bar. It's on the way. And then we'll go there. You were there. And we were sitting together and she said something like, well, because it's a date, I wore blah, blah. And I was like, I was like, what?
No, I said, if this was a date, I definitely would have dressed like nicer. And he just kind of looked at me and I thought we were on a date.
And I was like, we're on a date. And then we went and then we didn't really talk about it.
Wait, who thought it was a date?
She thought it was.
Oh.
She thought it was a date.
I'm sorry, a nice man takes me out for a drink. I'm assuming it's a date.
I didn't know.
But no one had asked each other out yet.
No, it was like, let's just hang out. And then we go to my friends, we go to this Thai restaurant, we go to Jitlada, and we're like hanging out, and there's a bunch of people there. And then she all of a sudden like leaves. And she was like, I have a video shoot really early in the morning. And I was like, okay. And I was like, but I wasn't like, because it wasn't a date to me or anything. So I was like, okay, cool. And I stayed with my friends and stuff. And then she texted me after. And I remember you being like, that was like one of the most fun times I've had in a really long time.
Selena, so you technically asked Benny out on the first official date.
She did. She did like
walk us through that confidence, that energy. Because
there
I think
wasn't
a lot of
any
ladies
confidence. That's the scary part. I think that's when I recognized that I had some sort of feelings for him. When I fell for Benny, it was everything about him was honest. When Benny looks at me, I don't think he sees anything but who I am. Oh, that's so cheesy to say, but when you do know, it feels right. Walking to his house, or into his home to go to his friend's thing, I was very nervous. And I'm not normally like that unless it's like an event or something where it could be overwhelming. But with anyone I talk to, I'm able to talk to people and I feel like I'm good at it. But I just felt like all these feelings. And then when we went out, I was laughing and I didn't feel like he wanted anything or there was weird motives. It's sad that, people have to think that way, but I don't know. I felt this immediate safety and I was very pleased that, I don't know, we were friends and then I became,
The next time we hung out, we just hung out at home and we just like we're chilling and we were playing that game.
We're not
really strangers.
Oh, yeah. It's a great game.
And my friend made that game.
Oh, wow.
And we were just playing it and we had both played it. And I was like, okay, sure, we can play it. And we played it. And there was like a card that said like, take a selfie together. And we like took a selfie. She like screwed up. We took a selfie, and then right after the selfie, we just kissed. And then that's it. And then she's very private. And then basically the rest was history. And we started hanging out so much, and it just like very quickly, I was like, oh my God, my whole life, I was like, oh, this is my person. Like I'm gonna marry this person. This is the thing. This is what it feels like. It was so different than any of those feelings. And I was like, holy shit, I met my best friend. This is my best friend. Nothing gets any better than this. It can't get better. There's no, this is like better than any friend I have that's a guy and I get to kiss them. Like it was like, it was insane to me. So I was like, I can't let this go. And it was so funny because before I met her, with my therapist, I had made a list saying like, these are all the things I want.
Tell me the list.
You want to know it?
Yeah, I want to know the list.
Okay. So before I met her, I was a guy in LA trying to find the one for me, and I was having some trouble, and I think I was like maybe not looking in all the right places, and I was like, okay, it's time to be a grown up. Like I want to like start a life. I want to have a family. I want to find a person that like is my other half, that makes me feel better and I make them feel better. And it's a give and take. It's the perfect yin and yang. So I wrote down a list, and the first thing on my list was age appropriate. Okay. So that was,
I love that. That's
great.
And it was 30 plus. Okay.
Got it.
So that was number one on my list.
Yes.
Not number one, but it was the first thing I wrote.
Yeah.
And then the second thing I wrote was, I said, I know these are so simple, but it's so hard to come by. Somebody who's kind, compassionate, and caring. I was like, that's really 3 in 1. But that was but I was like, I need someone who's like nice and is like a genuine nice person.
You said something really important. The reason I'm bringing it up is because I feel a lot of women, but a lot of people feel this way. And you said when you first were meeting and recording together, there was a sense of you were protecting yourself.
Yes.
And I think that's a very human thing. And I think it's a very normal thing, and especially in this day and age, especially in your position to add to it. What was it that, at one point you said, I'm going to adopt at 35 if I don't find someone? Like you had your whole life mapped out when you met Benny. But then, and you said you were protecting yourself, but then you started to open up. Could you walk us through what gave you confidence to open up, but what that feels like when you're trying to protect yourself? Because I think that's the push and pull that everyone's going through.
Well, I think first of all, making plans and trying to stick to them is silly because you don't know what's going to happen. And I can't believe that I get to marry my best friend. But yes, I think for me, I was genuinely set. But it was once I let go of me just saying I want someone and I wish I had this and I wish I had that. Instead, I changed my mind to, I'm so lucky that I get to wake up and my family's healthy and I love spending time with my friends. And you know what? If it doesn't happen, I know that I've always wanted to be a mom. And, so of course I kind of planned that out. I think it was because when Benny looks at me, I don't think he sees anything but who I am. And that's very rare to find. He knows when I'm feeling a certain way and kind of, before I can even let it get to a place where it's unbearable, he has already talked me through a spiral and protecting myself on multiple reasons, doing music, working with someone that's kind of, like, oh, I don't know if I should do that. But I genuinely it just happened. I think when and oh, that's so cheesy to say, but when you do know, it feels right. And I think that's what happened to me. And I just felt very comfortable with it.
Yeah. Benny, how do you feel that you almost sabotaged your relationship by nearly introducing Selena to your friends? How does that feel? Like when you're like, hey, wait a minute, come and meet my friends. There might be some nice guys for you to meet.
I feel like it all happens for a reason.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe me doing that is what disarmed her enough to like, we talked about this before. Like if we would have met each other when we were younger, it would have never worked. It's like we've both grown as individuals and met at the perfect time. And I believe life is like that. And sometimes it doesn't make sense. And sometimes it's not the right reasons. And we're like, why is this happening? But I always believe that I don't know. I believe in fate. I believe in all that. And I believe, if you're good to people karmically, it's going to come back to you 10 times over. Maybe you might get in that moment and someone's going to do you really dirty. But over a long period of time, I think things are going to go your way.
Yeah. Was it scary? Because you talk about being best friends so much. Was it scary thinking, what are we going to lose if this gets romantic as friends?
No, it happened right away. It happened right away.
It happened quick enough.
This was all one day. Yeah. That was one day. Like everything really happened within. And then look, there was once we knew that we liked each other, there's that part where like, we're both extremely busy people. So it's like, it takes a second to where you fully prioritize, because it's like at first you date someone, you say, okay, well, I'll see you this time once a week. And then it's like, oh, okay, this person's getting cool. We'll go twice a week. And then it's like, wait, don't leave my house. I miss you. Like it all happens so quickly.
One thing that you both did was you had a long distance relationship for a while. Like you were in different states and managing that. You both have crazy work schedules. And I was thinking in your positions, it can get very easy to be like, oh, that person's never available. They canceled again. Like, well, they've got a million things. They're running away. I mean, you were just about to say you both are starting to travel together right now for work as well. But how did you manage that? Because I think a lot of our viewers are like, do long distance relationships work? And do two busy people relationships work? How would you both say you've managed both of those parts?
Biggest thing in the world is trust. I can say with all my heart that I trust this person. So for me, knowing that I have a 12 to 14 hour day on set, I won't get to talk to him every second, which I don't need, but I know just hearing from him one time, check in with me and say, I love you and I hope the day is going well. I just feel safe and I've never felt that before. And if you feel like you're in a situation that doesn't feel like you're a unit, that makes it scarier. And then that causes friction. Then it causes trust issues. So for me, I would have to say communication and trust helps, but it doesn't always work. It's hard.
I feel like at the beginning, there were a few almost sabotages. She was like,
that's fair.
At the very beginning, in like her first few trips away, she was still gaining that trust. So there were moments
of sincere doubt.
No, yeah. We all have,
that's normal.
We all have moments in our life because like we're only made up. I tell everyone this. It's like when you start dating someone, you're not only dating them, you're dating every single person they've ever dated, every single relationship they've ever had in their past, because you're getting every piece of baggage that person's carried and that what they've learned through their own personal life, through the life with partners, with their parents, with this, that. And I had to find a way to build that trust with her, not make it feel overbearing and make it feel real and make her actually believe it, and vice versa. Like I know that she fully if I say, hey, I'm just going to do this today, there's nowhere in her mind that's thinking that. And if for any chance that I always told her, I said, it's okay. If you have moments of doubt in something, in a feeling, always talk to me and I'll talk you through anything that you may have. If you say, hey, I know this is a crazy thing. I just had a dream. And I woke up from this dream and I was upset. Sometimes she'll just say like, please tell me I can trust you, or please tell me you're not doing anything stupid. And I say, you can call me anytime you want. And I'm aware of her strengths and I'm aware of her weaknesses. And what I try to do is surround her with a lot of things to help her. So if she's away and I have to go to a dinner, then a party, then this thing, then that thing, it's a simple text in between each thing that says, hey, babe, I'm going to this next thing. I'm thinking about you. Hey, where couples, where it starts to hit is when they miss that text. They don't call the person. They wait until the next, like, it's just like, I know what she needs to succeed. So I'm going to help her succeed. I'm not going to be a dick. I'm not going to hit her up. And she doesn't need a lot. She's like the easiest person in the world. But I know, yeah, she wants to talk to me before she goes to bed. She wants me to say, I love you. She wants me to text her if I wind up having to stay somewhere 2 hours late. Just a simple, take out your phone and done. And I know that stuff really helps, especially when you're long distance, because it's natural. You're far away from someone. You say, I'm not with this person. I'm not as connected to them. We're not meant to be far. You're not supposed to be long distance with your partner. You're supposed to be right next to your partner. We do things in life that we have to do. And we both are very focused on our careers and we're very driven, and you have to find a way to make it work that's comfortable. You have to talk to your partner. You have to understand them. I think people's biggest problems, especially men, are that we don't listen all the time. You got to listen. Just shut the up and listen. Listen to what they're saying. A woman is going to tell you exactly what she needs. Like when guys are like, I don't know what she wants. I don't know. She told you already. You're just an idiot. You're not listening. Just listen. If a girl is getting frustrated with you on something, she's definitely told you multiple times and you're just not paying attention. So it's like, just listen. And don't be reactionary. Proactively do these things. I don't know if you do the same thing, but when you're away from your partner, you just try to think of little things that's going to make them feel more comfortable, better. Yeah. I'm on the other hand, I'm like living on the moon. So it's like, she doesn't have to really do anything for me because I'm all in on everything with her, and I fully trust her in every capacity. And my whole life, I've always been like this. I trust everyone until they give me a reason not to.
Yes.
Okay. And I trust people to be who they are. Okay. And so far, I know who she is. So until further notice, that's how I'm going to treat her.
At this moment,
you know what I'm saying?
any discussion about starting a family with either Selena or Benny is met with an unmistakable sense of seriousness and urgency from both sides, each echoing the other's resolve and clear intention that this is something they want to happen immediately, not at some indeterminate future date. This commitment isn't just casual conversation. It's a topic that's been given considerable thought and weight, signaling how important it is for both of them. Their shared focus on this goal is evident during their downtime, when Selena and Benny have been reported to leave no stone unturned as they delve into the various avenues of parenthood, particularly surrogacy and adoption. They've been immersing themselves in comprehensive research, pulling together as much information as possible, and actively seeking advice from friends and acquaintances who have navigated these paths before them, thereby expanding their own understanding and awareness of the challenges and triumphs that lie ahead. The couple is said to be keeping all options open, with the sole exception of Selena carrying a pregnancy herself, unless something truly extraordinary were to happen, which both acknowledge is extremely unlikely due to the health challenges she's faced for years. Selena is acutely aware that, given her long-standing medical issues, including her well-documented struggles with lupus and bipolar disorder, carrying a baby herself is almost certainly off the table, a reality she's accepted with pragmatism and grace. Despite this, Selena and Benny are entering this journey with a sense of robust optimism, buoyed by the encouragement and support of their inner circle, who continue to bolster their confidence and assure them that this is a goal well within reach. The people closest to them are not only rooting for their success, but are also actively instilling in them the belief that, with the resources and determination they possess, nothing is out of the question. In fact, there's a prevailing sentiment among their friends and loved ones that it's only a matter of time until Selena and Benny are able to welcome a child into their lives, with some going so far as to predict that this milestone will be reached before the year draws to a close. Before this current phase of their lives, both Selena and Benny have made no secret of their hopes and aspirations when it comes to starting a family, speaking openly about their dreams of parenthood even before their wedding. For those unfamiliar with their journey, it's worth noting that these conversations about building a family have been ongoing and heartfelt, not just fleeting remarks but genuine expressions of longing and anticipation that have been part of their relationship from early on. Selena, in particular, has previously shared her own thoughts on the subject, drawing a connection between her personal desires and her professional experiences. When her character on Wizards Beyond Waverly Place became a mother, Selena marked the moment with a succinct but meaningful note, expressing her hope that she would one day be able to experience motherhood herself in real life. This sentiment, simple as it was, revealed a deeper yearning that has persisted despite the obstacles she's encountered along the way. At the same time, Selena hasn't shied away from discussing the potential barriers to pregnancy she faces, candidly acknowledging that certain health conditions could make traditional pregnancy unlikely for her. She cited her struggles with bipolar disorder and lupus as key factors that have shaped her perspective on what parenthood might look like, admitting in interviews that her path to becoming a parent may not follow the route she once envisioned. Nevertheless, Selena has expressed gratitude for the existence of alternative options such as surrogacy and adoption, viewing these possibilities as blessings in their own right and expressing appreciation for the people who make such journeys possible. According to Selena, while the idea of parenthood may not unfold exactly as she had originally imagined, the opportunity to welcome a child into her life, regardless of the method, is something she cherishes and values deeply. Benny, too, has spoken out about his own feelings on the matter, describing himself as someone who has always loved children and yearned to become a father. In previous conversations with media outlets, he has articulated his dreams and prayers for parenthood, demonstrating a level of passion that matches Selena's own. His statements reflect a genuine longing to embrace fatherhood, with a sense of hope and anticipation that's palpable to those around him. Both Selena and Benny have thus found themselves united not just by their love for each other, but by a shared vision for their future as parents, a vision that has only grown stronger as they've navigated the complexities of their respective health journeys and life experiences. The couple's dedication to this goal is further underscored by the extensive preparation they've undertaken in recent months, as they pour energy into understanding all facets of surrogacy and adoption. They've been described as methodical and thorough, reaching out to others who have traveled similar roads and absorbing every bit of wisdom and insight they can gather. This proactive approach has been instrumental in building their confidence as they take their first steps toward expanding their family, with each piece of information and advice serving as another brick in the foundation of their shared dream. The love and support they receive from those around them have been vital, too, serving as a source of strength whenever doubts or uncertainties arise. Friends and family are said to be unwavering in their encouragement, continually reminding Selena and Benny that they are not alone on this journey and that an entire community is behind them, cheering them on every step of the way. If you're enjoying these updates, don't forget to subscribe for more heartfelt stories. As the couple navigates the emotional ups and downs that come with exploring non-traditional paths to parenthood, they've managed to maintain a sense of hope and resilience that's both inspiring and infectious. Those close to Selena and Benny have remarked on their ability to remain upbeat and positive, even when confronting difficult realities or weighing complex decisions about the future. Their optimism, it seems, is as much a product of their individual personalities as it is a reflection of the strong bond they share, a partnership rooted in mutual respect, empathy, and unwavering support for one another's dreams. With every conversation, every new piece of research, and every reassuring word from loved ones, Selena and Benny move closer to turning their hopes into reality. Their journey thus far has been marked by an impressive level of openness and vulnerability, with both willing to share their struggles and triumphs in the interest of helping others who may be facing similar circumstances. This transparency has endeared them to fans and supporters alike, who find inspiration in their willingness to confront adversity with honesty and courage. The couple's story serves as a reminder that the road to parenthood is rarely straightforward, especially when health challenges are involved, but that perseverance and a willingness to explore alternative solutions can lead to fulfilling outcomes. As they continue to navigate the intricacies of surrogacy and adoption, Selena and Benny are modeling a new kind of parenthood, one defined not by biological connection alone, but by love, determination, and the courage to pursue happiness on their own terms. Their willingness to adapt and embrace change has not gone unnoticed, and it's this spirit of resilience that friends and fans alike are celebrating as the couple embarks on this next chapter. The optimism within their circle is infectious, with many convinced that it's only a matter of time before Selena and Benny welcome a child into their lives. Encouraged by these predictions, the couple remains steadfast in their pursuit, undeterred by setbacks and motivated by the possibility of creating a family together. The unwavering support they receive serves as a constant reminder that their dreams are valid and achievable, fueling their determination to keep moving forward. Speaking of inspiring journeys, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the latest updates. Throughout this process, the couple has prioritized staying well-informed, recognizing that knowledge is one of their most important assets as they chart a course through unfamiliar territory. By dedicating themselves to learning and seeking guidance from others, Selena and Benny are ensuring that they are as prepared as possible for whatever challenges and opportunities may arise. Their commitment to thorough research and ongoing education has helped to demystify the complexities of surrogacy and adoption, making the path ahead feel more navigable and less intimidating. This diligence has not only strengthened their bond as a couple, but has also reinforced their shared sense of purpose, reminding them of why they embarked on this journey in the first place. In the midst of all the planning and preparation, Selena and Benny have not lost sight of the emotional aspects of this experience, taking time to process their feelings and support each other through moments of uncertainty. Their ability to communicate openly and honestly has proven invaluable, allowing them to address concerns, make informed decisions, and celebrate small victories along the way.